Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Grand Rising, Jonathan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome everybody. Took me a while to get a spot as I got kicked out of this one place I usually broadcast. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Okay, let's do some jumping together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ah, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, oh my Lord. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Nityananda, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivasadi, Gora Bhaktivinoda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivasadi, Gora Bhaktivinoda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Gaura Chandra, 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 Sri Advaita Nityananda, Gaura Chandra. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna, 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 Radha, 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 Krishna, 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 Radha Krishna Krishna Radha 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 Krishna 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 Radha 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 Krishna, 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 Radha, 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 Krishna, 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 Krishna. Hari Hari Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, 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 Radha, 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 Krishna, 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 Radha, 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 Krishna, 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 Govinda, 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 Madhava, 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 Krishna, 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 Krishna. I'm just enjoying my company. Krishna, Krishna, have a guest today. So guess Krishna, 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 Krishna. Oh, Krishna, 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 Krishna. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Krishna, 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 Gauranga, 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 Krishna, 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 Krishna. Canto 10, Summum Bonum, Chapter 21. Gopis glorify the song of Krishna's flute. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Back in here. Shukadev Goswami said, thus the Vrindavan forest was filled with transparent annual autumnal waters and cooled by breezes, perfumed with the fragrance of lotus flowers, growing in the clear lakes. The infallible Lord, accompanied by his cows and cowherd boyfriends, entered the Vrindavan forest. Later, the rivers, the hills of Vrindavan resounded with the sounds of maddened bees and flocks of birds moving about the flowering trees. In the company of the cowherd boys, Balaram, Madhupati, Sri Krishna entered that forest. And while herding the cows, he began to vibrate his flute. When the young ladies in the cowherd village of Raj heard the song of Krishna's flute, which arouses the influence of Cupid, some of them privately began describing Krishna's qualities to their intimate friends. The cowherd girls began to speak about Krishna, but when they remembered his activities, O king, the power of Cupid disturbed their minds, and thus they could not speak. Wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, blue kanikara flowers on his ears, a yellow garment as brilliant as gold. It's brilliant as gold. And a Vijayanti garland. Lord Krishna exhibited his transcendental form as the greatest of dancers. As he entered the forest of Vrindavan, beautifying it with the marks of his footprints, he filled the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips, and the cowherd boys sang, his glories. O king, when the young ladies in Vraj heard the sound of Krishna's flute, which captivates the minds of the living beings, they all embraced one another and began describing it. The cowherd girl said, O friends, those eyes that see the beautiful faces of the sons of Maharaj, Nanda, are certainly fortunate. As those two sons enter the forest surrounded by their friends, driving the cows before them, they hold their flutes to their mouths and glance lovingly upon the residents of Vrindavan. For those who have eyes, they think that there is no greater object of vision. Dressed in charming variety of garments upon which their garlands rest, and decorating themselves with peacock feathers, lotuses, lilies, newly grown mango sprouts, and clusters of flower buds, Krishna and Balaram shine forth magnificently among the assembly of cowherd boys. They look just like the best of dancers appearing on a dramatic stage, and sometimes they sing. My dear gopis, what auspicious activities must the flute have performed to enjoy the nectar of Krishna's lips independently, and leave only a taste for us gopis, for which the nectar is actually meant. The forefathers of the flute, the bamboo trees, shed tears of pleasure. His mother, the river, on whose bank the bamboo was born, feels jubilation, and therefore her blooming lotus flowers are standing like hair on her body. O friend, Vrindavan, O friend, Vrindavan. O friend, is spreading of the glory of the earth, having obtained the treasure of Krishna's lotus feet. Oh, friend, Vrindavan is spreading the glory of the earth, having obtained the treasure of Krishna's lotus feet, the son of Devaki. The peacocks dance madly when they hear Govinda's flute, and when other creatures see them from the hilltops, they all become stunned. Blessed are these foolish deer, because they have approached Maharaj Nanda's son, who is gorgeously dressed and is playing on his flute. Indeed, both the doe and the bucks worship the Lord with looks of love and affection. Krishna's beauty and character create a great festival for all women. Krishna's beauty and character create a festival for all women. Indeed, when the demigods' wives flying in their airplanes with their husbands catch sight of him and hear his resonant flute song, their hearts are shaken by Cupid, and they become so bewildered that flowers fall out of their hair and their belts loosen. Using their upraised ears as vessels, the cows are drinking the nectar of the flute song flowing out of Krishna's mouth. Using their upraised ears as vessels, The cows are drinking the nectar of the flute song flowing out of Krishna's mouth. The calves, their mouths full of milk from their mother's moist nipples, stand still as they take Govinda within themselves. Through their tear-filled eyes, and embrace him within their hearts. O Mother, in this forest, all the birds have risen unto the beautiful branches of the trees to see Krishna. With closed eyes, they are simply listening in silence to the sweet vibrations of his flute, and they are not attracted by any other sound. Surely those birds are on the same level of great sages. When the rivers hear the flute song of Krishna, when the rivers hear the flute song of Krishna, their minds begin to desire him, and thus the flow of their currents is broken, and their waters are agitated, moving around in whirlpools. Then with their arms, their waves, the rivers embrace Murari's lotus feet, holding on to them, present offerings of lotus flowers. In the company of Balaram, the cowherd boys, Lord Krishna continually vibrating his flute as he herds all the animals of Raj. Even under the full heat of the summer sun, seeing this, the cloud in the sky has expanded himself out of love, and he is rising high and constructing out of his own body, with its multitude of flower droplets of water, an umbrella for the sake of his friends. The Aborigine women of Vrindavan area become disturbed by lust, and by lust when they see the grass marked with the reddish kumkum powder. Endowed with the color of Krishna's lotus feet, this powder originally decorated the breasts of his beloveds. And when the Aborigine women smear it on their faces and breasts, they feel fully satisfied and give up their anxiety. O all devotees, this Govardhan hill is the best. Of all the devotees, this Govardhan hill is the best, O my friends. This hill supplies Krishna and Balaram, along with their cows and cowherd friends, with all kinds of necessities. Water for drinking, very soft grass, calves, fruits, flowers, and vegetables. In this way, the hill offers respects to the Lord. Being touched by the lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram, Govardhan Hill appears very jubilant. My dear friends, as Krishna and Balaram pass through this forest, with their cowherd friends, leading their cows, they carry ropes to bind the cow's rear legs at the time of milking. When Lord Krishna plays on his flute, the sweet music causes the moving living entities to become stunned and non-moving living trees to tremble with ecstasy. These things are certainly very wonderful. My dear friends, as Krishna and Balaram pass through the forest with their cowherd friends leading their cows, they carry ropes to bind the cow's rear legs at the time of milking. That reminds me of Lilita, you know. She's like a cow like that, you know. Krishna binds her legs, they become paralyzed at the time of his milking, you know, and taking milk from that cow. You know, she's got very fatty milk bags, lots of milk, you know. So he binds her legs a lot. Have you noticed? What do you think that means, that pastime? Think it's a regular rope? He does, yes. See, the esoteric point of view of these things. There are a lot of things in there like that. Let's see what kind of things they're saying here. Uh, Paralyzing you so that you cannot run. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's because he's drinking some milk. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, let's go back here. Hmm. The lakes, the rivers, the hills of Vrindavan resounded with the sounds of maddened bees and flocks of birds moving about the flowering trees. In the company of the cowherd boys, and Balaram, Madhupati Krishna entered that forest. While herding the cows, he began to vibrate his flute. Yeah. Yeah, you know, this forest is not like any other forest, you know. In this forest, all the creatures there, you know, bees and flowers, and they're all attracted to Krishna. They flower, they buzz around out of ecstasy of, of of Krishna, you know, moving through that forest. See, he moves in. This is like representing the parampara system. Krishna is moving in the company of Balaram. See, and their cowherd friends. See, that's how it works like that. And all of the in that forest, everyone is attracted to Krishna. You know, so even a bee is on the level of a great sage simply because it's attraction to Krishna. You know, even some great sages are not attracted to Krishna. I mean, they're not that great. You know, people think they're great. You know? Look in this world. There's a lot of it could be saintly people, but are they really attracted to the real Krishna? See, if you really are, you'll be conclusive when you speak. That's the thing. That's the deal breaker. You know, people can fake the ecstasy. Uh, we've seen that, you know, people doing that. Johan's doing that. But what comes out of their mouth really shows if they really conclusively understand the truth about Krishna. Otherwise, it's hidden in their speculations. You know, it's hidden in their speculations. You can't. That's how subtle it is. You know, where are you going to learn this kind of stuff? Can you see why you need a real resident of Vrindavan who understands such subtleties? This is subtle of the subtle. If you're not empowered, there's no way you can get through all these obstacles that are blocking Vrindavan, man. How are you gonna, you know, you'll just like in the world, you know, in the world, people are um, bewildered by the demons. They believe in demons. They believe like now is a good time because we don't have a saintly government at all. and they act like saints. That was Kamsa. When there's a time when Krishna starts to come, see, like in that 10th canto, that's why he's coming again in his unique way here. See, he comes as the truth to set people free. See, so the truth needs a body, obviously. Look, people try to get the truth even from the books, but they don't seem to get it. You know, and so you need a living person to bring you that truth. Yeah, so people believe in the world in demons and demoniac people that are pretending to be good people. Yeah, they're pretending. And then in religion, you got these spiritual teachers and masters pretending to be transcendental people. And it's also a big problem. See, we got a problem there also. And so these personalities, they hide the real truth until you go through the door. The door is the real resident Vrindavan. And then they speak the truth because of being one of these buzzing bees in Vrindavan and relishing the nectar of Krishna's lotus feet. Amy, is having intense attraction to Guru equal to having intense attraction to Krishna? Good question. I remember us talking about how we learn to love God by loving the real Guru. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can have intense attraction to Guru, and sometimes it's mixed in with just like the Guru represents Krishna in the world. Like when Krishna in 10th canto met Kubja, she was a devotee, naturally a devotee, but she was also um, attracted to Krishna as more of a lover, like a little bit. It was kind of mixed in with like some sexual, sensual type thing, like in the world, which is not, it's not unusual. See, so Kubja was a devotee, so Krishna kept associating with her, and gradually, it turned into pure love for Krishna. And so that can be on guru. That's why you see a lot of gurus, they fall down because of disciples, women, female disciples, if they're male guru. They fall down with the disciples because the disciples may become attracted to them. See? Um, that doesn't matter for an ecstatic devotee guru, because an ecstatic devotee guru, even if they did some some what would you say, indiscrepancies, like that, and they don't fall down in the sense, because Krishna is always purifying them. They know what is real, and they can relish. When you can relish transcendental mellows, that purifies your heart, of any lust thing or any indiscrepancies. When gurus usually fall down in ISKCON and all these other groups, they never get up. They can't chant. They don't chant the holy name with ecstatic devotion, and that's what cleanses the heart, actually, of sin or whatever indiscrepancies. See, they don't do that, so they end up humiliated for, usually, for their whole lives, or they leave, or sometimes they get reinstated because, like in ISKCON and all that, there are a lot of demons, and they they like stuff like that. They like pedophilia and stuff, so they reinstate them, but generally they just, they can't get, they don't get purified. So Krishna also, and Balaram, and Lord, was it Nityananda, um, and they're real followers who have real bhakti. They're protected by this transcendental taste. It's very powerful. That's why we promote this, is so that even in this world, because we're in Kali Yuga, man, there's all kinds of indiscrepancies and dark energies, and we're dealing with it. And even Lord Shiva, he's sometimes he gets a little bit. He takes on the material energies, but they get purified because of his pure devotional worship. You know, and this is a great secret people don't know. And Yeah, so that could be mixed in there. And so anyway, Kupcha and Krishna, he went and he would go and, you know, share the bed with her and everything. He'd go and sit on her bed, and God knows what they did. They don't say in the Bhagavatam. But gradually, Kubja became a pure devotee, completely pure, and this love of Krishna was there without the mixture. Another example of that is another example of that was in Haridas. The prostitute was attracted to Haridas. She wanted to have actual sex with him. She wanted to have sexual union with him. And but Haridas was really staunch guy. He was just saying, oh, he actually entrapped her into the pure devotional web. He just had her continually listening to him, chanting for like some days, and her heart got really purified and became purely attracted, love of Krishna. So, you know, whether that's the thing is, that's the kind of actual situation we see here. Yeah. Sin, Lord Chaitanya talked about that. Sin does not take birth. He told this Brahmin about Nityananda's behavior. But Nityananda's behavior was not only for Nityananda. Many of his followers were part of his, well, they belonged to him in that sense, and they were very avadutish, and they were more free. They could do, whatever they were inspired to do. And so Lord Chaitanya said sin doesn't take birth in such individuals, because what is the characteristics of Nityananda and his real followers, advanced devotees, is they're ecstatic. That ecstasy is Krishna's cleanses them automatically. They don't think of, it's not like, you go and take a bath, you're conscious, I'm going to go take a bath. No, devotees just interact and commune in the company of the transcendental Krishna, and they're automatically cleansed. And as anybody advances here, you'll feel that too. Yeah. Lalita Ganga replying to Amy Rose, when you recognize God in him, but it cannot be material. It needs to be transcendental. Yeah, no, it can also be mixture in there too. A little mixture there, Lalita. It's not like all or nothing, especially at this time, in this age, Kali Yuga. The Lord ain't waiting for perfect purification and recognition. He'll give you the ability to recognize a devotee even before you've got pure love for them. So, what do you have to say, Amy? What do you see? A lot of this stuff is subjective, in the person. We have very unique people coming here, and this is how we learn. We discuss these things. Our need to become attracted to God inside ecstatic devotees. Freddie, years ago, I saw a documentary about spiritual India, where a disciple expressed his love for his guru. He said that he loved his guru more than God. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. I mean, actually, the guru leads you to the understanding of God. And you see, in a sense, it's the same. When in its purity, the pure love of guru, love of God. You know, I mean, when you basically, you're loving their ecstasy and you're loving their word. Yeah, it's just like, okay, in the advanced stage, when you hear from these devotees, when you read their verses, ecstatic devotion for God awakens in your heart. It's always love for Krishna, even through the Guru. The Guru delivers you Krishna. Just like when I read Rupa Goswami's or Krishnadas Kaviraj's words, ecstatic love is awakened in the heart. See, that's called spontaneous loving Krishna, loving Krishna. The devotees bring us Krishna, who is our true beloved. It's our true friend. That's why the devotees are your true friend, because they bring you Krishna, the real Krishna. People can love Jesus because they have an idea of him. His words and pastimes. It is only when you are in ecstasy that you love Jesus. For the Satchitananda. Yeah, exactly. The words are are Ananda. They're full of bliss. They're full of truth. Sat, Chit, and Ananda, and they are eternal. See, the words of devotees, their writings or their speeches or their songs are eternal bliss and knowledge. You can ask Noodles. She listens to the songs of devotees and feels very ecstatic because of that. It awakens ecstatic devotion. That's why the devotees come here. But also see, when a devotee is preaching, see, they're tasting. They come in the mood of Lord Chaitanya. They come to relish transcendental ras. They come to taste transcendental mellows. Taste this ecstasy of worshiping Krishna. And so, in their tasting, especially if they have disciples or they're doing publicly, even then, for persons that are somewhat advanced, they got the mercy of the Lord. Krishna becomes more attractive if we're in this line of Krishna. Okay, we're in the so I'm if a devotee is preaching about Krishna, Krishna becomes more attractive, becomes more beautiful in their expression and preaching, and also the devotee becomes more attractive, more beautiful in their preaching and relishing transcendental mellows. See? And people that are sensitive, like here, devotees are getting sensitive and picking that up. They're getting the bliss from the bliss of the devotees, even. That's the way it should be. Okay, Amy says, it makes perfect sense how you are explaining this. We are in a process of purifying and transcending this material nature by listening to the words of Guru, which awakens the ecstatic love of God through the transcendental mellows Guru speaks. Yeah, and you get it gets pure. Everything that needs to be purified gets, and it just gets increasingly more pure in our expressions and understandings and all that. Yeah. So the Lord ain't waiting. If you have attraction to Guru, even if there's some mix in there, that's great. It'll become more and more pure. That's just the nature, in sadhu sangha. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, looking at these things here. See, when the young ladies in the cowherd village of Raj heard heard the song of Krishna's flute, which arouses the influence of Cupid. See, the song of Krishna's flute. See, isn't that interesting? The way it's put, the song of Krishna's flute. See, because the flute is what you see. Okay? And Krishna from within is playing. See, the devotees don't work alone. They don't play alone. They play with Krishna. They're played by Krishna. They play Krishna in this world. It's a very intimate relationship and an esoteric understanding of the dynamics of a devotee's um, expression in this world. They express because of being close to Krishna. You see, intimacy, closeness, so and communion. See the so that's why the Lord came here to relish transcendental mellows, Lord Chaitanya, and to distribute that to others. That ability to taste mellows, you get purified just by that expression. So he was the first role model. Well, actually, Madhavendra Puri was, and other devotees to some extent in different rasas. But in the conjugal, Madhavendra Puri was, Lord Chaitanya was very deep. Yeah. See, and so yeah, so this is very attractive to advanced devotees like the gopis. They like to hear the sound and the song of Krishna's flute. So Krishna's flute represents practically the bona fide spiritual master in the Gaudiya Vaishnava line. See, we preach ideals here. Why? Well, because the Lord has made it so. He's made that ideal here. Yeah. So in such a um, sangha association between Krishna and his devotees, very beautiful song comes, but not everybody can appreciate it, especially now in Kali Yuga. Everybody's polluted by these false representatives of Vrindavan, these gurus. They don't represent, and there's a kind of contamination. See? Proof that Narayan Raj wasn't fully purified is his disciples can't understand what we're preaching here. That's the only way you'll know, because this stuff is very subtle. A lot of people think they know. You notice how many people think they know all about Krishna? You got the ISKCON devotees on that level. Oh, we know we don't need anybody. We know all about Krishna. See, that's the Ritvik types. Then you got the spiritual masters now. We know all about Krishna. We can become gurus. Yeah, we have no problem with that. See, they think they know Krishna. They think they have a relationship. Maybe. I don't know. It depends. But that's part of it. And then they are disciples naturally. Well, yeah, my guru naturally. Yeah, he's a Vrindavan resident. He knows Krishna. See, everybody thinks they know. And that goes up. And then we got a Johan type. He's thinking also, right? Johan, Christina. See, let's bring it home. Christina, Johan, Madhusudana, they think they know Krishna better than Guru. After, they've been here why were they even hanging around here for 6 years? Madhusudan and Johan, why were they hanging around if they think they know better? Because that's what they do. They think they know better, but they get energy from this. See, many of the God brothers thought they knew more about Krishna than Prabhupada. you know? And then we got Narayan Raj and the Radha. They also think they know. Now this is where this is tricky. They think Radhakund Babaji's and Antadas and Narayan Raj, they think they know Krishna. See? So who can determine that? Who can actually analyze that properly? Shamarani can't. She believes he does know, right? A lot of devotees believe he does know. But Gaur the Haridas has a different opinion, doesn't he? See? And I teach it. I prove it. I prove it. Yeah, I say he doesn't know Krishna, really. He's not a resident of Vrindavan yet, even though he would love to be, or he thinks he is. Not a resident of Vrindavan yet. See? Because first of all, I didn't see the ecstasy. Oh yeah, you could say, okay, all right, you're holding it back like Rupa Goswami. Let me hear you speak. Let me hear what you say. Well, I heard plenty of that. Sorry, didn't make the mark. Not a Vrindavan resident. And then the other thing is, okay, where did you're teaching Raghunuga Bhakti, and you're teaching about the glories of Rupa Goswami and Radha and Krishna's intimate affairs. Where's the ecstasy? Where is it in you? And where has it been transmitted? Nowhere. So therefore, I'm just analyzing. To me, this is logical. This is clear. This is conclusive, more conclusive than what he's doing. He can't. To me, he didn't even preach Guru Tattva properly because that's the way it is. If he preached Guru Tattva properly, he would find the real Guru, or he'd be having the real Guru. Lalita and Govinda preach Guru Tattva. Janaki preaches Guru Tattva. Many of you are preaching Guru Tattva properly better than him. Yeah, can you imagine? The whole world, well, the whole world of Vaishnavism and those of his followers, oh, he's so great and everything. I don't, I mean, to be honest, I mean, what's the offense analyzing to find the truth? You think Krishna and Prabhupada think, oh, Gohar, you should not even think these things. You should not even analyze these things. Just blindly accept that Narayan Raj and Radhakund Babaji's. Don't be logical. Don't be clear. Don't question authority, right? Don't question authority. Just believe. Just blindly believe. You think that's real Krishna consciousness? Well, you can have that. You Narayan Raj and Radhakund Babaji's my ex-wife, all that, you can have that way of blind belief. You can't convince me. None of those guys can even think like this. They blindly believe that Narayan Raj was holding back ecstasy. They blindly believe he's a resident Vrindavan, even though he could not transmit this. I mean, to me, I just look at so much hypocrisy. Persons who are preaching Raganuga Bhakti and talking about the intimate pastimes of the Lord and don't exhibit and show at least their disciples that they have it. And if they did have it and they're preaching these things, why aren't you transmitting these things? Why aren't you in the mood of Lord Chaitanya? If you're not in the mood of Lord Chaitanya, you have no idea about Vrindavan. Because, Lord Chaitanya and his devotees came here to preach and help people understand Vrindavan, and you're not like that. That's why there's no revival unless you have a real associate of Lord Chaitanya preaching about the real Vrindavan. Well, he wasn't that, and neither was Anantadas Babaji or any of these other guys I met. They want to go right into Radhe, 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 right? Right into ecstatic, imitate the highest devotees. All of them. Even in our Sangha, we have devotees like that. Johan's one of those. They want to go right into jump over Guru and imitate. They want to jump over the door and they jump into oblivion. They don't know anything. So many want to do that. We even a couple here now. Tom's a little bit like that. He wants to jump into the highest thing, and he expressed this. By the way, Tom, I can't. Is he here? Tom here today? Yeah. Yeah. By the way, you should all know this. I don't. I gave him an order not to go live, and he's going live now. And all this stuff doing, it is not authorized. Just let you all know. You know, don't be an idiots. Stop being idiots, for God's sakes. This is not, you know, I told him not to go live. He's got problems. He's got this and that, and don't feed into them. Don't coddle him. 6 fucking years, and he's basically the same. He's welcome to come. You're welcome to come, Tom, but stay in the background. And don't go live and get everybody's attention to give you this stuff. It doesn't help. It doesn't help our mission. I don't want anybody like yourself in that state to represent what we're doing. Sorry, I don't want that. You stay in the background and watch the videos. And yeah. And when you go and talk to the different devotees, don't get them into this and sit there with 4 or 5 hours of just talking about this and wasting everybody's time with that. Get right to the fucking point, man. What is your fucking problem, man? Get right to it. And you should be like that too with them. Hey man, what's your problem, man? What's going on here? What are you here for? Why are you approaching me? Do you really want to get something, or you just want to suck energy? Be like that, man. Even in our Sangha, you got to be a little bit like that. I'm fine if he wants to come, and and help, by being here and do some service, more service, Tom. I know you did some service, you gave some money and stuff, but do more. Don't be just once in a blue moon because somebody, do some service. That'll keep you here and keep you progressive, you know, and yeah, and be serious. Get over this thing if you can. If not, just stay in the background and stay as you are. That's fine. I mean, but I'm here to preach. We're here to the people to transform, and not have too much of this. Okay, I did not understand the order. Sorry. Okay, well, anyway, you got the order now. I don't want to see that as you, because you're representing. If you want to be part of this group, then don't go live and just do all these spaced out things. This is not a representation of what we're doing, and that's the only reason why you should go live, is for preaching. If not, you can disconnect from the sangha and find another group or something that works for you, where you can do whatever you want to express. But here, no, no, no. I want the devotees who are actually advancing in devotional service, not more or less doing the same old, you know. About to Tom. We all understood that order, Tom, except you. Of course, it's like that. But anyway, just do like that, and everybody else, be attention, because Tom, he comes and just ends up, and nothing gets done. Nothing gets done in your conversations. Did anything really get, only thing you can do is get clear. You got to change somehow. Something's got to change here, Tom. And you should feel that too, and maybe this will help it, because we got to get to the point, and not don't sap energy from keep talking to the devotees, and just all this fucking spaced out stuff, man. Let's get clear, man, you know like this, because it shows that your lack of wanting to serve, and do all this stuff. Okay, so anyway, since I can't talk to you because I just have to put it out. It's good that everybody hears it. Come on, man. We're here to advance in Krishna consciousness. Don't even let people hold you back that are in the sangha. That you need this. This is called tough love, and it's necessary, because people a lot of times won't change if you let it go on. You got to identify the bullshit, man, and address it. Otherwise, he'll go on another 6 years, the same, and no clear. I notice in talking to you, like when you come, you don't really express all these things. You're holding things back and all this stuff, man. You're not getting to the point. That's why if we do this, I'm gonna help you get to the point of the real problem. Get clear. Not live a muddled life and muddle other people up, you yeah, yeah, and so, yeah, and I'm not going to be, just letting these things go all the time. In another 6 years, start getting serious, man, and start serving this fucking mission, man. I mean, really serving, showing that your energy is focused here, and that goes for others too. Show that you're here. This is we got a mission. Serve the mission. Serve the devotees. Do something, man, The cowherd girls began to speak about Krishna. Remember these activities? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Put the car in fucking gear. Great, great idea there, Freddie. All right, let's go to another book. It's practical stuff you got to deal with here, man. This. Okay, what else we got here? Let's go to Srila Prabhupada's books. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, creation. Actually, canto 1, chapter 2, text 11. Is it 12? Oh, here we go. Canto 1. So, translation. This is, what is this here? Oh, God, I'm going to have to use the thing here, the other base here. Just a second here. It's for convenience here. Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, first canto. Second chapter. Yeah, text number 13. I'll just read 13. Text number 14, actually. Therefore, with one pointed attention, one should constantly hear about, glorify, and remember worship in worship the personality of Godhead, who is the protector of the devotees. See, so this is you need to hear with one pointed attention. So this is like chapter 1. This is the basis of Krishna consciousness, is to hear with one pointed attention. See? So that's following in the footsteps of devotees. I mean, you should listen. When you listen with one pointed attention to these talks, and so you can understand the instruction. And that's so, like, for other Tom and others who are not doing that, that's probably the problem. And so why don't you act like this verse? I mean, don't you hear what I'm saying? Why do you have to write it all down? Why not just really grok it, really take it in and listen to the vibration so it goes in deep? What's causing, you should analyze like this. Now, why can't I do this? Why do I have to write verses right in the middle of conversations, and I miss all these things that have been said? Okay? So follow the process. This is the process. With one pointed attention, one should constantly hear about and glorify. See, if you hear properly, you get purified. and then glorification will start to come. See, you become purified, you become enthused, you become elevated. So hearing first and then glorifying, it'll start coming from your mouth. You'll be enthusiastic to glorify the Lord. And that comes with the chanting too. So when you're chanting japa, you should also be one pointed, not all over the place. Like I watched your thing, you're just Hare Krishna, another thing like this inattentive chanting. Hare Krishna, and you start talking about this and that. Hare Krishna, and start talking about this. All those people, that's a Johan thing. You're doing that. That's a Meena thing. Hare Krishna, and then start going, talking about it. So where's the relish of the mellows of the name? What do I do that? You know, I you gotta if you follow in the footsteps of the devotees, you're gonna get that result. You'll get over these things, I think, Tom. Why not try the right way now? And that goes for everybody. One pointed attention. Hear about. What do you think we're here? You don't have to do it all day long, but you at least hear. And then you'll want to glorify when you listen attentively, because you'll see that's what you do. You'll have something to say, actually, too. Uh, uh, Glorify, remember, and worship the personality of Godhead, who is the protector of the devotees. So worship is like the verse is our God. That's the book Bhagavad is the supreme personality of Godhead's manifestation in this world. See? And the devotee becomes that manifestation too. You know why? F. They preach to you the real Bhagavatam as it is. If they have the urge to glorify the absolute truth as it is, they have that transcendental taste to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead's transcendental truth, which is his manifestation in his world as it is. They'll be empowered to do that. They'll be enthusiastic to do that. Because the Lord inside them, they're in communion with, they're in touch with. Okay? That means the Lord is enthused, therefore the devotee is enthused. First the master, then the servant. Jesus taught that. See, the servant does whatever the master is doing. He sees what the master is doing. Okay? This is part of the perception of what the master is doing. This relationship, this communication that a devotee has with his Lord. See, his Lord belongs to him. See, that's why he can use the Lord. He can use the Supreme. I use God. I use him. See, it's not like in the world, people use other people as a resource. See, that's a person who's not self-realized. That's a demon or a demigod. They use people as a resource to get something, to get some empowerment. See, a devotee uses Krishna, uses their Lord Chaitanya, as a resource. See, to be able to have empowerment in this world. And the Lord is thinking the same thing with his devotees. Oh, my devotee is my resource here in this world. That's why if you find a bona fide spiritual master, the Lord is saying, this is my devotee, this is my son. Actually, this is my friend who I'm well pleased. Yeah, you want to hear my real message? You want to hear the real good news? You're going to get it through that person. I use that person as my resource to bring spirit into this world. And the devotee is using Krishna as his resource to bring the Lord's truth into this world. See? And those who attentively hear become very enthused and very purified and very realized and know, wow, this is amazing. And then you understand and you start to worship the Supreme Lord through the word. Even Krishna himself gave the word to Arjuna. And Arjuna said, wow, Krishna, your word is so great, is so fantastic. He's glorifying God in the form of the word. He said, wow, your word is so, it's like nectar, man. It gives me great happiness and realization and revelation. Prahlad Das, so nice to have you here. Oh, yeah, Prahlad Das. Well, welcome there. Nice that you come again. See, with sword in hand, intelligent men cut through the binding knots of reactionary work, karma, by remembering the personality of Godhead. Therefore, who will not pay attention to his message? See, that's why you need to hear. With sword in hand, intelligent men cut through the binding knots of reactionary work, karma. You know what karma is? It's cause and effect. The cause is the material modes of nature. See, that's the cause. And when we meditate, we don't know this. We come into this world, we don't know that meditating on the objects of the senses causes us to enter this action and reaction. Okay? We just do it naturally because we're here and our teachers don't teach us anything about a higher truth. The eternal truth, do they? Yeah, mothers and my mother and father never taught me this. School, I never learned this in school. I had to connect with the parampara system. And luckily, probably from another life, I carried it through because I had natural love for this, natural love for the word. I could read the word and I was enthused and I was elevated. I was purified. Ecstasy would awaken. Relish, divine relish would awaken. But who is like that? That's why such devotees have to be sent here. Otherwise, you don't understand that word. When you speculate on the word and you don't relish it, taste that transcendental relish of the world because you love that word. That word is God to you. That's why when you see a devotee chanting in ecstasy the name of Krishna, this person, you could say, hey man, this person loves Krishna. He loves that word. That word is Krishna, is non-different. The Lord leaves his self in the form of the words and the concepts of the absolute truth as they absolutely are in this world. And yeah, and so you got to just discern it from the fakes. So that's why I like Johan's service here. Indirect service is I can preach about. You see, okay, he appears to love the word, but not really. See, because he's not purified. He never even liked pure. He didn't. He said, no, no, I don't want purification. No, 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 no. I'll get purified by chanting the way I chant. It's going to take a while. If you're still here, you write do don'ts. If you sit here and you write don'ts, done, write down what your mind understood, and your mind is not in the mind of a devotee. You don't. Yeah, exactly. You're writing down as I'm speaking. So what is that, man? That's probably why you're not advancing. Not much, you're just kind of in the same mood, the same thing. You haven't overcome loneliness yet. You want you loneliness is if you're still feeling lonely when you're in sadhu sangha, that means you're not getting the benefit of sadhu sangha. This here fills the devotees for the whole day. If you're a real devotee, I mean, you make it to the devotional platform. But then after that, you feel lonely. I want to, maybe I'll be with my parents and be with this person or that person because I'm lonely. And then you approach the devotees because you're lonely and you just want to speak about, and all these things about something else, when you get together with devotees, I mean, if you're a little advanced, you want to talk about Krishna. You want to talk about the absolute truth, and then you're both filled because that's the filling. We're lonely in truth because of not being cut off from the real God. Otherwise, there's no loneliness. So anyway, people advancing here know what I'm talking about. When you chant Krishna's name, and you're tasting the beauty of that name and the ecstasy of that name, and then where's the loneliness? The Lord is with you. So is Narada Muni alone? He's going around the universe alone. Does he feel lonely? No. Did Jesus Christ? He All his disciples left him. He was alone. Was he lonely? No, because he had a relationship with God, awakened. So if you listen, there shouldn't be no reason why this doesn't develop quickly. You're supposed to. But if you're not listening, so Tom, throw that notebook in the toilet. Well, not the toilet. Throw it in the river, and really listen. Try a new way, man. Try the way of the Bhagavatam. That's your way. Forget that way. That way is what they tell you to take notes in school. Okay. See, with sword in hand, intelligent men cut through the binding knots of reaction word karma by remembering the personality of Godhead. See, when you're chanting, you're remembering. See? So when you're chanting and you reach the point of ecstatic attraction, see, it cuts away. You start to cry. Like some devotees awakening now, they're crying a lot. That's great. See, you're cutting through the reactionary work now. You're putting out the fire of material existence. So that's awesome. It's great. Oh, twice born sages. Oh, yeah, yeah. Wait a second. I didn't finish. By remembering the personality of Godhead. Therefore, who will not pay attention to his message? See? And when you find a real speaker, man, a real associate of the Lord, and you pay attention to the message, you can cut through the reactionary, our karma very quickly. Otherwise, not. That's the problem with these Vaishnavas. They stay Vaidhi Bhaktas their whole lives here, because they're not paying attention. They don't come and faithfully hear, from a real devotee. See? So that's what you got to do, man. There's no reason that you come for 6 years, Tom, or anybody else for 6 friggin' years, and you don't have faith in Guru yet. That means you're not listening. That means throw that notebook into the river, man, and just listen. Follow the real process, and that goes for anyone else that has any doubt after being here a long time. How can you have? How can I can't even have any doubt hearing these things? These are so uncommon, so ecstasy producing, so true, truer than anything I've ever heard before. How can I even doubt? See? But I listen, even as I'm speaking. And then when I listen back, and often it's just my attention is just fully on what I'm hearing. So you got to do that, man. Otherwise, what do you gotta? So don't waste your time and don't waste my time. If you don't start doing that, what is the point? You just end up being a hindrance. And that goes for everybody. Listen attentively to these classes. Wow, Guru Maharaj, we always have the Lord there for our company. It's such a deepening. It's so deepening. I don't know what that. I don't know what you mean. I think you misspelled something. Maybe playfully though. Um, Brenda said, "We are never alone. We have Krishna." She was 6 years old. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, to recognize that, you have to be on the ecstatic stage. And then in your service, you realize that Krishna appears. Krishnadas Kaviraj said also, Krishna appears in the devotee service to him. So when you're even simply chanting the holy name, see, and the Lord of ecstasy and bliss appears on the heart of a devotee. See, it appears in the service. Okay? That's why devotees, they don't give up chanting, because they like the company of the Lord. Yeah, see, Noodles is getting great realizations now because she, she's getting it. The Lord is giving her the mercy to feel this ecstasy, this transcendental bliss of God. It's amazing. Hmm. So Krishna, oh, oh, twice born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely freed from all vice, great service is done. By such service, one gains affinity for hearing the messages of Vasudev. Let me look up something here. Yeah, yeah, and so this again. This is oops. So twice born, by serving those devotees who are completely freed from all vice. This is one thing that can be a bit misinterpreted, like you have to be free of all vice. I mean, I'm not free. I don't know what vice. What is it? Usually, Brahmins are thinking like that. You got to be. This is like the preaching of Narayan Raj is a good example, or ISKCON. You got to be free of all vice. It's like they don't even know the mercy of Lord Chaitanya to help us in our state, to use us. I mean, that's the way it really works. This Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam is also written before long time before Lord Chaitanya. But even with Jesus used fishermen who were not perfect persons in material sense. You don't have to be perfect in material sense. The main thing is you need to hear from empowered devotees, empowered to preach as it is, these truths. Because a lot of people they're looking, and that's why see the preaching of Narayan Raj was, okay, you be free of all vice first, materially, like all material vices have to be free. I mean, but that's that you could spend your whole life trying to be free of all vice and be a perfect Brahmin, austere, regulated, you know, stuff like that, but it's still material. You need to see who's being used by the Lord. See the transcendental situation. See what happened here? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. See, great service is done. So the thing is, okay, when you find the empowered devotee, great service is done. See, by serving those devotees who are completely freed of all vice, great service is done. By such service, one gains affinity for hearing the messages of Vasudeva. So that's what you need to analyze. That's why I don't take all these things was sick. It doesn't really show up like that. You got to serve the devotee who is actually in touch with the transcendental potency and proves it, man. You do that. And then you notice people are gaining affinity for the holy name of the Lord by such serving the devotees here in our Sangha. This works. We have the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, which is the wild card. You may not have a perfect hand materially. Maybe you're not a Brahmin, but you could be a Sudra like Gaur Haridas. I consider myself a Sudra, probably worse than a Sudra. See, but I got a wild card in this thing. That wild card is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, man. See? That's where people make a mistake. Matter of fact, Brahmins were making the mistakes. This one Brahmin, the Lord taught. They said, "Boy, this Nityananda he is committing sins. Has so many faults, and people call him Goswami and a great sage and all these things, but he's got so many faults. How like the Bhagavatam, they would see he's not free from all vice. He goes and even eats in people's houses that are serving fish, so many vices. See? And so Lord Chaitanya said, sin doesn't take birth in Nityananda. See? Because he's an ecstatic devotee. He's on the spontaneous platform. Whatever he does or doesn't do, it doesn't affect him. See? This is what you got to see, because you can be bewildered. That's why you see the verses in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Even a Sudra, if they know the science of Krishna consciousness, can be a spiritual master. The Lord preaches real religious principles through a low class, fourth class person. Real religious principles. That's what you hear here. The essence. Everybody ran towards Chaitanya. He did not give rules, he gave ecstasy. Oh, Tarun Saints, I have to look on Facebook. Oh, I can't see it on Facebook either. Okay, well, anyway. Fernando, I still have in mind this idea that Nitya Siddha Acharya not showing a Brahminical behavior is a bad weed that destroys the creeper devotional service. Could you please give this idea further kick to throw it away from my mind? I still have this idea that Nisiddha Acharya not showing a Brahminical behavior is a bad weed. Oh yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, it's not about being a Brahmin. Look at the cowherd boys. That was the problem in 10th canto. See, you learn all these subtle things, but most people don't learn them because their gurus are not empowered by the transcendental potency. You got to look for the empowerment, man. That's here. I can explain things better than any Brahmin that doesn't have this potency. Bring me any Brahmin or anybody. I can explain this better than Narayan Raj. He's a great Brahmin, right? Any of these, you bring me the perfect Brahmin here. I'll explain it better if they don't have the spiritual potency. Because they don't know the essence, and only an empowered devotee does. Yeah, so only an empowered devotee does. So, for example, the wives of the cowherd boys, the wives of the Brahmins in 10th canto, their husbands were not attracted to the cowherd boys because they were thinking the same thing. Look at these cowherd boys, these simpletons in forest attire, looking like a dirty cowherder. They're not very high class. They're not high class like us. See? but they actually had a relationship with Krishna. Okay? So, and it was a deep, they have the symptoms of having a deep relationship with Krishna, but they didn't. See, they were conclusive because they really knew the real Krishna. I think I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to move this situation here because the guys are out now and they're cleaning, and I'm the only guy here. Okay, so hold on, everybody. I'm just going to drive a little bit here, just not much, just a little bit. Let's put this down and this over here. So hang out, guys. I'll be back here. All right, out my phone. Okay, I'm almost there. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Getting dizzy. Yeah, so the wives of the cowherd, yeah, the wives of the Brahmins. See, so but they went to the cowherd boys because they could recognize the symptoms of closeness with Krishna by Krishna's mercy. Ah, so the main thing is you got to look at the results. When people coming here, are you developing an affinity for the messages of Godhead, huh? Well, if that's working, yeah, I guess you're with a bona fide person. What if you're with a Brahmin, perfect Brahmin and all that, and you're not developing a message, an affinity for the messages of Godhead? It must be the wrong place, huh? See, by their fruits they shall be known. What are the fruits of being with somebody who is speaking Hari Kata with you? Well, you develop an affinity for the messages of God. And not only if you see, you can relate to it. You feel like related, affinity, an affinity with that. I feel affinity, and then that develops into ecstasy and devotion and transcendental taste. Yeah, yeah. Sound has got to be okay. Yeah. See, that's how this thing works here. Okay, let's see what else we got here. I mean, I've seen so many people they're with these so-called Brahmins. And what if they are a Brahmin? They could be a Brahmin, but if they don't have if they're how can you develop an affinity for a message that is transcendental unless you're transcendentally situated yourself? How are people going to pick up that affinity? How can you don't have that affinity yourself? And that's why we have gurus who don't have a transcendental affinity for Krishna in truth as he is. Therefore, nobody advances. They don't advance, and their followers don't advance beyond Vaidhi Bhakti. They need to hear from a devotee who has a transcendental affinity with Krishna. See, and then you get a transcendental affinity with Krishna and prove it. And that's the witness program. That's how we pull this off and show the world, show ISKCON, show Gaudiya Samiti and the Radhakund Babajis that they're outdone, man. They're outshined because the Lord is actually working here in his transcendental potency. Because the witnesses are the fruits, fructification of this ecstatic potency, this ecstatic way of worship that Lord Chaitanya brought here 550 years ago. This has Prabhupada's full approval. This is exactly what he wants, Gaur Hari Das, and anybody else who wants to serve here do. Yeah. See, purport. The conditioned life of a living entity, a living being, is caused by his revolting against the Lord. There are men called devas or godly beings, and there are men called asuras, demons, who are against the authority of the Supreme Lord. This is where it gets kind of subtle too. This is an interesting level to look at too. Okay, so there are devas who are not against the authority of the Lord, right? And then there are demons who are against the authority of the Lord. See, but what authority are the devas adhering to? About what authority are they adhering to? Because they're demigod types, good people. They're adhering to and they're not revolting against the Lord. You can see many Christians like this, or anybody, Muslims even, Vaishnavas. They're not revolting against the Lord, or are they at a certain level? See, they don't revolt against that the Lord gives rules and regulations and mandates through his devotees like Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta. See? They don't revolt against them. They may not be able to follow them, but they don't revolt. A lot of times they can't follow all these rules most of the time. But even if they can, they're not revolting against the, what is he use the word here? The authority of the Lord, see? But now on this level, see, you could say those Brahmins were also like devas. They weren't revolting against uh, the rules and regulations given by the Lord, right? And the Vaidhi Bhakti platform. They weren't revolting. See, so they could be devas also. And then the Asuras say, yeah, we don't want to follow any rules. So how they both can either revolt or not revolt is when the Lord comes and gives his confidential potency in this world. Like remember these these servants of Yamaraj were not revolting against the rules and regulations given by Yamaraj, which are to do with karma. See the karma. This is good karma. This is bad karma. See, oh, you're a demigod type. Okay, you're a demon type. Okay, by your activities. See, but when either type revolts against the transcendental loving service of the Lord, which is transcendental, see, it's beyond the rules and the regulations and all of that stuff. That's why such devotees, they don't strictly follow those rules. They can't because it interferes with their transcendental service. They can follow some rules. Yeah. See? But if you're a deva, a demigod, or a demon, if you revolt against that authority, see, this is the real authority of God here. He's the extent. It's the what is more powerful, rules and regulations, and those who believe in them and adhere to that level of the Lord in the mode of goodness, or is it the ecstatic Lord? Who isn't that more himself? Isn't the Lord transcendental? Isn't the Lord Satchitananda? Isn't a devotee actually Satchitananda? You know, aren't they, don't they have real deep ecstasy, feelings, spiritual feelings? Don't they have very deep revelations like God? You know, they can explain what God is actually saying. See, whoever revolts against that, in a sense, is that's a bit demoniac. I don't whether you're a deva or not. See, that's see. So there's the revolting against the authority of the Lord. They don't know that authority. The Yamadutas did not know the authority of the Vishnu Dutas over this person who they considered, oh well, he's pure. Yeah, he didn't chant the name pure, but he took shelter of the name. We're going to give him that, and that we're going to help him. And your authority is not over us; we're over you. This is what people are learning in our Sangha and only our Sangha. I tried to get it by copying and pasting. Must be a method I got from school. There you go. Now you're learning. See, that needs a little tough love to get to this stuff. See? So those who revolt against this authority, the ecstatic Krishna, just like Jarasandha, he was a saintly king, a deva type. A deva. And he followed the rules and regulations of the Vedas. He followed the rules and the regulations of the Vedas strictly, and he revolted against the ecstatic authority of the Lord. You know what? God darn it, man! These guys. I think I gotta move again by the university here. Oh God. Yeah, anyway, rebelling against it, that's these pastimes. So you're learning something you can't learn anywhere else. Here, this is the deeper principle, and it's all Bhagavatam based. When you hear these talks, about how those who rebelled against the higher authority of ecstatic devotion and real pure love of God and devotees who propagate that, that's the real rebellion, man. God is that's the real form of God, is the ecstatic Lord. Okay, I gotta go, I guess. Okay, so you know what? Hmm, hang out a little bit, whoever wants, and I'm gonna continue, but I have to go and move to another place because I'm by the university. They're gonna, boy, they start early here too. So I gotta go before I get a ticket. So hang on if you wanna. I'll be there in a little bit. Just gotta do the needful here. Gotta go to another location. Hmm. wonder if anybody's still around. Let's find out. Mm. Mm. Okay, almost there. You guys enjoy the ride? All right. Mm. Okay, let's see. Let's see. This is it. The mouse. It's the mouse. Ah, here it is. Hey, hello there, everybody. That's good. We're all shouting loud. Is there a 24-hour limit standing on one spot? Yeah, that's. Oh, this is by the university. They got all kinds of rules. You got to be careful. Anyway, what happened here? What happened here? Chat, chat. There we go. Okay. Oops. Yeah, there are men called, this is purport. There are men called devas or godly beings, and there are men called asuras or demons who are against the authority of the supreme. So see how Prabhupada's teaching on the level of Vaidhi, the authority, people rebel against the rules and regulations of the Vedas. That's considered the authority of the Vedas, which is God in the mode of goodness. But the deeper esoteric part that the acharyas usually keep to themselves is hidden from the devotees because they just talk about the authority of that level because most people that's all they can understand. The only way you can understand the supreme personality of Godhead is uh, by hearing from a devotee, see, who has an experience of that Lord, who knows that Lord. Okay? Because that God is to the masses of people is inconceivable, unknowable, unattainable. That's why guru is so important, the real guru. Because if you're not a real guru, real spiritual master teaching these deeper things, you won't know the Lord. Look at Prabhupada's taught Vaidhi, taught, yeah, the authority of the Lord for the demons and the demigods is the rules, the regulations, the Vedic shastras and injunctions. See, these injunctions, that's the authority of the Lord. So he brought everybody to that point. That's what religion does. It brings you the point, the authority of the rules and the regulations. The Pharisees were teaching that. You know? Yeah. But is that the ultimate authority of the Lord? That's why, Lord Chaitanya and said, I'm not he said, am I subject to the rules and the regulations of the Vedas? No. And neither are his devotees who worship God like he does. Okay? So that's the authority. That's the real authority. This is what, if ISKCON or Gaudiya Smiti or any of these Vaishnava groups want to advance, they have to see where the higher authority is. And the only way they can see that is they have to come here and hear about it. Otherwise, they won't know this higher authority. Narayan Raj didn't obviously teach it to them. They don't understand the higher authority are the ecstatic devotees who worship the Lord with prema. They don't even know how to discern that because their guru never showed them that. Whether he knew or knew not, he didn't show them that. He didn't preach conclusively about what are the real qualifications of a real guru. See, they also were like Tom, like you there. They like to memorize things. They like to do the scholastic way of learning about Krishna, taking notes, all these things. Matter of fact, Narayan Raj said, yeah, take some notes. See, note taking, not by following the real process. Yeah. So all those groups, they have to come here because we prove we know. We know what we're talking about. We know the personality of Godhead by realization and revelation and ecstatic worship, and it's transmittable too. So that if you don't have spiritual greed and you're in any of those groups, you don't have spiritual greed. If you do, the Lord would lead you here. Because there's another place for the Vaishnavas, another place on the planet where such things are understood deeply and transmitted and causing a deep spiritual experience in devotees here. That's God's proof that he's working here. It's not a bunch of blah, 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 like these guys. They do a lot of blah, 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 blah about the Vedas, and that's all it is. Nothing happens. They give you exams in ISKCON and even a diploma license. Yeah, exactly. What is the difference, man? It's mundane Vaishnavism, materialistic devotees. That authority is now superseded. I mean, if they want, anybody wants it, maybe they like that, oh yeah, yeah, the rules and the regulations are my authority. Well, to each his own. Yeah. To me, it's, hey man, the love of Krishna is my authority. It's my life. It's my soul. It's my everything, my purification. Yeah. Anybody else want to live like that? My understanding comes from those revelations and realizations, and that's how I can understand the Vedas, from that, not from following strictly rules and regulations. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's enough. I guess kind of. Now I am so fascinated by the thought that you and Narada Muni are happy everywhere. You both are stable, solid, strong everywhere. Yeah, it's well, God, that's where it's supposed to be. That's the natural when you live in spirit, if you're not like that, something you're not really there. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, if I feel I would feel lonely if I sometimes I feel, oh, like, I need some association, but it's not with mundane people. I need association with I'll pick up and I'll pick up the mantra, and then in this association with devotees through their books and through the chanting, that's all mitigated. Okay, I'm sorry to, make you go through this big long drive and then didn't have a long class afterwards. I feel like I'm done for a while. Oh yeah. Yeah, you want to feel lonely. When you're a devotee, you feel alone being around mundane people and sore heads and yeah. Okay, I'm glad, Tommy, you learned something. This was the most significant day in 6 years. 6 years of getting you prepared for this truth. Throw the notepad away and listen attentively. I bet you're going to get great results now. Okay, Hare Krishna. Hmm. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second here. I'm not finished yet. Let's get people up here. Let's get people up here. See, so don't go off so fast, even when I say it. You never know. Okay, we'll invite some people up here. So if you're got the link, Lalita's first. Boy, she's an eager lady, eager beaver. How you feeling today? You look strong. You look like. Give us a word, Lalita.
You said okay, bye bye, but you didn't go, so I didn't leave either.
Yeah, that's smart. It's smart. Yes. Got to watch out, man. That's a test. If you're eager to leave, you're not worthy to stay for the last part, the juicy part.
Yeah, all problems get solved here, Guru Maharaj. That loneliness and all those kinds of problems get solved when you get fulfilled, when the self finds the real self back again, when you find the supreme personality of Godhead, when you find that quality, Tom, when you find that quality back and you recognize your own quality and you say, yeah, that is my home. That is where I belong. That's what I want to focus on. And not by showing how much I know in theory about it, but how it really feels to be back with God and to receive all like today. All those rasas or new rasas, all those that I never learned it by heart, but they explain it in the book, and I say, I received that. I recognize this
See,
uh,
affinity. You have affinity.
yeah, yeah, really affinity. And that's having a relationship. Krishna consciousness is about relationship. It is not about that kind of knowledge, say you can show to the world. No, show the world how happy it made you, you know,
Mm-hmm.
how happy Krishna made you, how that it's really something that works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for
that
sure.
you need a guru and how it really works to have a guru, etc., etc. Yeah.
yeah. The whole process, that's how you become experienced devotee, and also to teach others because they don't know. Nobody knows. This is all esoteric. It's not enough, to take notes or like Narayan Raj, they memorize verses and everything, but they still don't know the essence of the path. Because it's when Jesus said, "I'm the way, I'm the truth, I'm the life." You have to be it, man. If you're not it, if you're not the life, and you're not the truth by speaking the truth, and you don't transmit the life of existence, you know, that's not it. He's not it, man. He didn't speak the essence of truth. He spoke, the opposite, actually, saying, it's about austerities and all. That's all the old stuff, old school. you know you purify yourself, first deserve, then desire. And it's all the opposite. No, first desire, then you'll get the undeserving mercy of Lord Chaitanya. But that you got to get that desire being around ecstatic devotees manifesting this truth in the world. That was the problem. And you Narayan Raj devotees have to recognize that, otherwise you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay as you are. you know Huh. Are you See, a lot of them, you haven't attained even truthfulness. This is the Lord is the benedictor of the truthful devotee. You got to be truthful and honest. When you're called out, you got to say, God, is right. Otherwise you're not truthful. you know
Yeah, if
this
you
is
go to, yes.
Yeah, go ahead, but
You go to Guru for a change. You want a change in your life and
yeah,
not doing the same that you did your whole mundane life already. There needs to be a change, you know,
yeah,
transformation. You want to be conscious of Krishna, and then you receive that here. Always more and more. You're reading today. I read that chapter many times in Canto
yeah,
10, chapter
the good one,
21.
yeah,
Oh my God. It always becomes more and more and more and more. I always get deeper realizations, more pleasure. It's so lovable.
yeah, yeah. It's these are the this esoteric part.
Yeah.
They use all these analogies, but it's about the moods of devotees, and how they respond to Krishna, and how they express themselves, and all of this stuff. It's hidden in that kind of poetry, in the using the words, basically using the analogies of things that happen in this world, but it's done in such a way that you can understand Krishna because it comes from devotees. Only they know. you you know to write that Bhagavatam, you have to be empowered, you know
Yeah.
to to write the Bhagavad 10th canto. So anyway, Vedavyas did. He put that down and stuff.
And you only understand it because he explains it,
Yeah,
because he reveals it to you. Otherwise, you cannot understand it. I remember good enough 6 years ago when I was ecstatic. I was
yeah,
ecstatic. I was reading it. I was crying, but there was there, this was
yeah,
not enough. And every time, every year that I read it again, I get more. That is
yeah,
really the beauty here. And it's
yeah.
with everything the same.
Yeah, I mean that's the higher level of purification, the quicker one. You were Otherwise you can spend lifetimes doing this Vaidhi thing. These devotees, they're gonna just die Vaidhi Bhakti the same. They didn't really change. They follow rules, a very slow way of progressing, and it's external bhakti. You have to eventually go deeper. And that means you have to accept the deeper
Rules a very
devotees
slow
teaching.
way of progressing.
And it's external bhakti. You have to eventually go deeper.
Yeah,
And
and
that
I
means
was
you have
wondering.
to
I thought it
accept
was
time for a checkup,
the deeper
for
devotion,
Freddie,
slow way
man.
of
It's been
progressing.
a long time since you got a
It's
teeth cleaning
external
here.
bhakti. You have
So get step in my chair. There you go. Give us a word, Freddie.
Give us a word.
Open your mouth. Let's see. It's in there.
So, which teeth you want to pull today, Gurudev?
Oh, well, we have to give it a little look first. We'll
The
look in
wisdom one.
The wisdom one. Take away the wisdom, and love of God can come in.
there.
No, it's a fact. When we go to school, then we have to reproduce a lot of things. So it's a lot of memorization when we go to school, especially when it's about history. Then you have to memorize all these dates and what happened at that date. But in spiritual life, it's not that significant. It's a different way of learning things, and here it's, yeah, especially the hearing that gives clear understanding. And yeah, materials scholarship is completely different. Material logic is also completely different than spiritual logic, and you can only get that logic when you, yeah, listen sufficiently to the spiritual master. Then you get the spiritual intelligence to understand what is the esoteric meaning of Shastra. And that is not what you get by taking notes and memorizing all these verses. Then you have only some theoretical understanding from what is in the Shastras, but it's not connected with transcendental emotion. And that is what we get here after the purification. Of course, the more we get purified, we feel and see more things.
Mhm.
And yeah, when I come into the stream or when I listen to you, I mostly get stoned. That's what I experience from your classes. And also I did these deeper esoteric truths. I never could, um, get it from reading Prabhupada's books. You need to get it explained by an experienced devotee who has this relationship with Krishna, and then you say, oh yeah, yeah, I didn't see that in Shastra, but it is there. And the more we have this association with pure devotees, pure unalloyed devotees, we also get the eyes, or the real eyes, to see what is in Shastra. And sometimes in Shastra there are, what is it, direct meanings of what is written there. There are literary things when they describe the universe. You can take it more or less literally. But when it comes to, the dealings, the loving dealings in emotions, and they are hidden in these nice verses, yeah, you cannot extract them just by memorizing them. That is not possible. You need to listen very carefully, and the heart needs to be cleansed, and Lord Chaitanya has to do the weeding, and then everything becomes nicely clear, and then you can put the car in gear, and then you start moving into devotional service. And that's how we grow here in the sangha. And of course, it's different for every soul who comes here. We have a different conditioning. We have a different package, and yeah, for some the cleaning lasts longer or goes slower, and some students they learn quicker. That's how it goes. Also in school, it's the same. You have always more intelligent students and less intelligent, but that doesn't matter. If you're less intelligent or more intelligent, on a spiritual level, Krishna will give you the intelligence to understand the most intelligent things. But you have to receive it from the real guru, and that's what we get here. Our daily portion, prasadam, where
Yeah,
Kamalakanta is so crazy about.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a thing. If you don't, that's why you have to get it from this way. There's the only way you can get it. Otherwise, you just have a superficial understanding of the Vedas. Same thing with what I've seen in ISKCON and the Gaudiya Samiti with Narayan Raj and all that. You still get a superficial understanding and not very clear take on the essence of how to quickly advance. It's just like it's not clear to them, and it comes out in their expression and how they teach and all that stuff. Um, yeah, so I think we're the only deal in town for this this progression. Yeah, it's like that verse. Um, you cannot ascertain the absolute truth just by study of the Vedas. The solid truth of real religious principles is hidden in the heart of an unadulterated, self-realized soul. See, it's hidden in that heart. So, but if you keep it hidden, it doesn't, nobody finds out. So that's why preaching is there. The devotees reveal their heart. And that's why, you're always going to get people, if you're publicly preaching, how can you not get people go against you? This is the fallacy. Oh, people say, I get no tomatoes, or Lolita gets no tomatoes. Therefore, my preaching is because you're an ass kisser. You're kissing people's asses and giving them what you think they want, and not stepping on any toes, because the truth steps on toes, steps on the false ego's feet, just steps on it, literally. Ouch! Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, it's good to see. I wonder, too bad we didn't figure this out with Tom years ago. It took so long sometimes, That was his preparation for this too. Really appreciate the dump those notes in the Ganges.
Also, this copy and paste thing.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
I get the whole text here as big as my whole screen. Copy and paste. It's so disturbing, actually. You
yeah.
are explaining, and then what he copies and pastes is not always what you are talking about. He hears a word, he does research about that word, and then he gives a whole thing, but that has nothing to do with you. So it's disturbing. It takes us away, our attention also away from your.
Yeah, and look how much time you waste, Tom. When you go from you have to do the research and everything, you miss like a lot of like a 30 seconds or a minute or 5 minutes. I don't know, whatever to your research, and so you miss all that conversation. So anyway, it's good you're understanding that. So let's see where it all goes here now. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready to move around here a little bit. So anything else you want to share there, Freddie, before we pop off? I think you're doing good today. I don't see any cavities.
You don't see any cavities.
Yeah, you opened your mouth. I don't see any. It looks pretty good in there.
Well, I have already a 771 that got filled.
Ah, yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll see you guys later, and have a nice day.
Thank you.